The biggest machines ever built explained. I'm a civil engineer and let's see what are the biggest machines ever built and how are they used for civil engineering.
Bucket wheel. The Bagger 293 bucket wheel X land vehicle ever built by man.
Holy, that's long. That's probably like 5 football fields long or something.
And it moves with the slow, inexorable patience of something that knows
This is what digs, huh?
nothing can stop it. Built by the German company Tackraft in 1995 for the Hambach open pit coal mine in western Germany. It weighs 14,200 metric
Holy.
tons, heavier than the Eiffel Tower, and
Oh my god, 4,000 tons heavier than the Eiffel Tower.
stretches
That's
740
crazy.
feet from end to end, longer than 2 football fields.
I was wrong. It was 2 football fields.
Laid end to end. It requires a crew of 5 to operate and takes about 20 minutes just to turn around. At its heart
Holy.
is a rotating wheel 70 feet in diameter, studded with 18
Oh my god, 70 feet. Holy.
buckets,
I mean,
each
makes sense.
capable of scooping out 530 cubic feet of earth in a single bite. Over the course of a day, the Bagger 293 can excavate 240,000 cubic meters of overburden.
Overburden just means extra soil or land or whatever this thing is digging.
Enough to fill roughly 96 Olympic swimming pools. It
Holy.
moves on crawler tracks so wide they look like a city street. The machine doesn't just mine, it reshapes geography. Germany's lignite mining operations literally relocated villages and rerouted rivers to feed machines like this one. Big Bertha, tunnel boring machines
Okay. Something as named as Big Bertha makes sense because it is round.
are extraordinary
Bertha.
objects to think about. Sealed cylinders that eat through solid earth, assembling their own tunnel walls behind them as they go, never seeing daylight until they emerge on the other side. Bertha, named after Seattle's first female mayor Bertha Knight Landis, was for
Okay, makes sense why it is called Big Bertha.
time the largest tunnel boring machine ever built. Constructed by Japan's Hitachi Zosen Corporation and measuring 57.5 feet in
Holy.
diameter, Bertha was assembled underground in Seattle in 2013 to bore the tunnel that would replace the aging Alaskan Way Viaduct.
Big Bertha tunnel boring system. Okay, restoration starts. Finish tunnel. I can't actually read any of this. Okay, there is excavation going on. There is transportation of soil. Okay. Yeah, they made sure not to dig it too close to the river, otherwise the water will flow down. Okay.
Along the city's waterfront. Almost immediately, things went wrong. Less than 1,000 feet into a nearly 2-mile journey, Bertha struck a steel pipe left underground from a previous survey and overheated, grinding to a halt in December 2013.
Holy.
Crews had to dig a rescue pit 120 feet deep
Oh my god, look at this pit. I'm sure it is a real image because I have seen this thing happen before.
to reach her,
Not in real life, but in a documentary, I think.
repair her cutting head, and restart. The delay cost years and hundreds of millions of dollars in overruns.
Yeah.
They finally completed the tunnel in 2017 and was disassembled underground. TBMs are typically taken apart once they finish because there's no practical way to retrieve them intact. The cutting head alone weighed over 2,000 tons.
This is really in detail. I'm impressed.
Caterpillar is a name synonymous with heavy equipment, but the 6090 FS represents
Also, if you are interested in civil engineering content, do subscribe because I think I'm the only person doing it currently. So I'm the first person to do it. So please subscribe.
the outer edge of what hydraulic excavators can do. Originally developed by O&K and then acquired by Terex before Caterpillar absorbed it into their lineup, the 6090 FS is one of the largest hydraulic mining shovels on Earth, weighing in at over 1,000 metric tons when fully configured. Its bucket can hold between 52 and 70 cubic meters
That's
of
a lot,
material in
actually.
a single pass, enough to fill a standard dump truck with one scoop. It's designed to work alongside ultra-class haul trucks in large-scale
These are so beautiful. I don't know why do I find this thing so aesthetically pleasing, but I do. I don't know if it's the shape or whatever this thing is, the slope or whatever, but this thing is so aesthetically pleasing to me. Anyways,
open pit mining operations, and its productivity is measured in millions of tons of earth moved per year. Unlike rope shovels that use cables and drums, hydraulic shovels use fluid pressure, which gives more precise control and
yeah, fluid pressure just what it sounds. Literally, fluid moves in between pipes.
the 6090 FS can complete a full dig and swing cycle in under 30 seconds. Machines like this have transformed mining economics. Fewer machines, each moving more material with smaller crews. They operate in some of the world's harshest conditions. Copper mines in Chile's Atacama Desert, iron ore operations in Australia's Pilbara region, coal mines across Wyoming's Powder River Basin,
Holy, look at this. This is so gorgeous.
complacent, running around the clock in temperatures that range from scorching heat to Arctic cold. Big Bud. Most giant machines live in
Holy, that is a cool name, Big Bird. It's something I would call a friend. Big Bird.
mines or construction sites hidden from ordinary life. Big Bud 747 is different. It's a farm
Holy. Why is this thing so big?
tractor built for American agricultural land so flat and
Of
vast
course. Of course, something fat would be found in America. Typical.
it demands its own category of machinery. Constructed in 1977 by the Northern Manufacturing Company in Havre, Montana, for a California farming operation, Big Bud was designed from the start to be the most powerful farm tractor ever built. It weighs 100,000 pounds,
Holy.
stands 14 feet tall, rolls on tires that are 8 feet in
Holy, look at this. This is like a 10-year-old girl. That is so impressive. She could actually stand here and her head would not touch here.
diameter. It
Holy.
produces 900 horsepower from its
Oh my
Detroit
god.
diesel engine, later upgraded to 1,100 horsepower. Its fuel tank holds 1,000 gallons.
And runs for exactly 5 minutes before running out of fuel.
It was built to pull the widest implements across the largest fields, capable of tilling 24 rows at a time. After
Oh
its
my
original
God.
owners, Big Bud passed through several hands, spent years
This was just a machine for a family.
in
Is that what that
storage,
means?
and was eventually purchased by Robert and Randy Williams, who restored it and still use it on their farm today. NASA Crawler
That is so cool that a single family owned it and another family bought it and used it.
Transporter. The Apollo program needed rockets, but before the rockets could fly, someone had to figure out how to move them. NASA's answer was the Crawler Transporter.
Oh my god, that is something out of Star
Rockets
Wars.
could fly, someone had to figure out how to move them. NASA's answer
This is something I would see in a Star Wars movie or something. That is so cool.
was the Crawler Transporter, a machine so large and slow it seems almost geological in its movement. Built in the mid-1960s by
Oh my god, 1960s. That's even more impressive.
Marion Power Shovel Company, the two Crawler transporters at Kennedy Space Center each weigh about 2,700 metric tons unloaded and travel at a top speed of 2 miles per hour, or 1 mile per hour when carrying a fully loaded rocket. They
Oh
move
my god, does that thing even move?
four
Holy.
double-tracked crawlers, each track link weighing a metric ton on its own. The platform on top is kept level by a hydraulic system accurate to within 1 degree, because a Saturn V
Yeah.
rocket or space shuttle cannot be tilted even slightly during transport without risking
Holy, this looks impressive, but it looks AI, not gonna lie.
structural damage. The 3.5-mile journey from the vehicle assembly building to the launch pad takes roughly 5 hours each way. The crawlers burn about 150 gallons of diesel fuel per mile. They've carried every American crewed rocket since Apollo, and after upgrades completed in the 2000s, they're now supporting NASA's Space Launch System. Prelude FLNG. The Prelude
Holy, this looks impressive.
FLNG, known as Floating Liquefied Natural Gas Facility, is not a ship in any conventional sense. Built by Samsung Heavy Industries in South Korea.
Holy, Samsung builds this type of ships as well. I mean, Samsung has a monopoly on South Korea, I think.
For Royal Dutch Shell, and completed in 2013, it is the largest floating structure ever built by human beings. 1,601 feet long, 243 feet wide, and
Holy.
displacing 600,000 metric tons when fully loaded with ballast, 6 times the displacement of the largest aircraft carrier. It's essentially a floating industrial city and gas processing plant designed to operate over the Browse gas field off the northwest coast.
Okay, what is the Browse gas field? North Ranking Complex, Karatha gas plant. Okay, this goes here to here, I think. Or the other way around. Okay.
Of Australia without ever coming to shore. Natural gas is extracted from the seafloor, piped up to the Prelude, liquefied by cooling it to minus 162 degrees Celsius, stored in enormous onboard tanks, and transferred to LNG tankers that pull alongside. The facility can produce 3.6
Holy, this looks impressive. Okay, these are anchors. These are anchors, LNG carrier, wellheads, flow lines. Flow lines just means pipes. Wellheads means something to store, I think. Or am I misremembering?
million tons of LNG per year. It is moored by a turret system that allows the entire structure to weather vane around the mooring point in response to wind and current. Always presenting the bow to the
I have no fucking clue what is a mooring point.
Worst weather. Cyclones, which regularly sweep the region, were a primary design consideration. Belize 75,710. Mining operations need machines to dig the earth, but they also need machines to haul it away. And no hauler on earth is larger than the Belize 7571.
I have seen this before. It's like huge. I think Supercar Blondie made a video on this.
Zero. Built by the Belarusian
If you want me to react to that video as well, let me know in the comments.
manufacturer Belaz, a company that has been building massive dump trucks since the Soviet era, the 75710 entered service in 2013 and immediately claimed the record for the world's largest dump truck. Its payload capacity is 450 metric tons,
Oh my god.
roughly the weight of 150 mid-sized cars all riding in a single bed. The truck itself weighs 360 metric tons empty, rides on tires that are nearly 13
Oh my god.
feet tall, and is powered by two diesel engines working in tandem to generate 4,600 horsepower, more than 4 Formula One cars combined. It uses diesel-electric drive, where the engines generate electricity that powers electric motors at each
This is definitely AI, but this is cool that he decided to put in an AI image as well. That's really
wheel.
impressive.
The same principle used in diesel locomotives. The 75710 is so wide that it requires a
That he is even wider than your mom.
specially maintained haul road. It simply cannot fit on a normal road. Its turning radius is enormous, and its path through a mine site must be carefully designed. Despite its scale, Belize claims it can still achieve cycle times competitive with smaller trucks because of how much it moves per trip. One of these machines costs approximately $6 million.
Oh my god.
R980
Let me know in the comments, should I buy that one? Should I buy that chat for my next engineering project, civil engineering project?
Switzerland's Liebherr Group is one of the most respected heavy equipment manufacturers on Earth, and the R9800 represents the peak of their hydraulic excavator line, weighing 810 metric tons. The R9800 is purpose-built for ultra-class mining, specifically designed to work alongside the largest haul trucks in the industry, filling a 400-ton truck in just 4 to 5 passes. It's powered by two diesel engines producing a combined 3,000 kilowatts of power. The boom and arm assembly alone, the articulated structure that connects the machine's body to its bucket, weighs hundreds of tons and is engineered to absorb constant, punishing impact cycles over a service life measured in decades. Liebherr machines are known for their German-Swiss precision engineering, even at scales where precision seems almost impossible.
Why is that impossible?
The hydraulic systems in the R9800 must manage enormous pressures while maintaining fine control over bucket positioning. These machines often work in iron ore, coal, and copper mines where margins are thin and downtime is catastrophic.
Why? Then, if the margins are low and it is like catastrophically expensive, that tells me that is not a very profitable business endeavor. So why are they doing it?
Expensive, so reliability is engineered in from the start. Operators sit in a cab mounted high on the machine's upper structure, with views over the mine floor that feel more like an aircraft cockpit than a construction site. Superdozer. The bulldozer is
Okay, that is a cool name. Superdozer. Simple and effective. Superdozer. Man, Superman. Dozer, Superdozer. I like that.
one of the most fundamental machines of the modern world. It is the machine that literally builds the world by moving the earth on which everything else is constructed. And the
I mean, everybody has seen a dozer, right?
Komatsu D575A Superdozer is the largest bulldozer ever built. Developed by the Japanese manufacturer Komatsu in the 1980s and updated since, the Superdozer weighs 152 metric tons and produces 1,150 horsepower from its turbocharged diesel engine. Its blade, the curved steel plate that pushes earth, is 24 feet wide and over 9 feet tall, capable of moving enormous quantities of material in a single pass. It was designed specifically for surface mining operations, where massive amounts of overburden must be pushed and graded before excavators and haul trucks can work efficiently. Unlike excavators that lift and place material, a dozer simply pushes. Its brute force applied horizontally, relentlessly, hour after hour. The Superdozer is so heavy it must be transported in sections by multiple trucks and reassembled on site. It cannot be driven on public roads. Japan's tradition of manufacturing precision that scales from consumer electronics to mining equipment is embodied in machines like this.
Okay, this much for today. I hope you found that video interesting. I definitely did. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.